of 2026. So I want you to just start off. Let's just take a breath. So if you want to close your eyes, just take a breath and cast your mind back to the beginning of this year, setting New Year's resolutions, thinking about how you wanted to spend this year, what you wanted to achieve, how you wanted to feel this year, anything that maybe you were worried about, and what you thought, where you thought you would be by now. And so if this present version of you could go back and meet you in January of this year, what would you say to her? What did she need to hear? What would she be surprised about? And just thinking about how your reality right now compares to where you thought or hoped you would be, the things that you've achieved, the things where you've done even better than you'd hoped, things that you've achieved that you couldn't have even anticipated, and also anything that has been a bit more difficult to you. So just taking a moment to reflect, and then I'm going to give you some time to write down your answers. So opening your eyes when you're ready, grab a pen and paper, and I'll go through those questions now more slowly, and that's kind of got your mind into the right state. So where did you hope to be at this point? What did you hope would be happening in your life in June 2026, 6 months ago? And then start it, and I'm sure that you've probably started doing this already, but thinking about how your reality compares to what you would hope would be happening. So what's exactly how you anticipated, what's gone better, what's not gone so well. What has been your highlight of 2026 so far? And what's maybe been a low point or a challenge that you've overcome that you feel proud of? And I would really love it if you would be happy to share some of your highlights, and we can celebrate them together. just thinking about what advice you would give your January self if you could hop in your time machine right now. Who would like to share a highlight or anything else that you've reflected on, that anything you'd like to share, anything that you think might inspire the others? I'm gonna pick on you, Sabrina, first, if that's all right, because you arrived first today.
I did. That never happened.
No one's going to do that again.
Never again. Yeah, I was just sort of journaling, and actually, before I logged onto the call today, I feel a bit embarrassed admitting this, right? But I really like. I don't know if anyone follows Danielle Laporte. She does like a vision builder workshop at the beginning of every year, and this year I signed up to do it, and I was just looking through my diary, and I booked it and I paid for it, and I never did it because I was too busy to do it. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't know what I was going to vision build for this year because I was too busy and stressed to go to the workshop. That's annoying.
Okay, well, I just want to pause and celebrate the fact that you are coming to things like this now, because that you have made a shift and you are investing that time in planning setting intentions and things.
So as I was looking through, thinking, oh my God, I wish I'd done that, because now I'd be like, yeah, I did this. And I was just looking through, and a lot of the things that I planned for this year, like the payoff, if you like, isn't going to be until early next year. But I'm looking through it, and I'm smack on target for the things that I need to do to make next year happen, which is great. But there's no like immediate win right this second, because I'm still kind of in transition towards it. But what I have just written down is I'm still on target, even though I like had way more fun this year. Like I had a last Wednesday, I had a massage, I did Tai Chi, and I went swimming in 1 week. And I'm still smashing it. So I was like, okay, this is really interesting. Maybe I don't need to grind as hard as I have been to achieve the same thing. Stop looking so smug, Chloe. It's not becoming.
Told you. I would just encourage you as well to shift that, instead of even though, it's just an and. So
True.
I've smashed it and I've had loads of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the even though implies there's still some surprise and disbelief at that. Which there is, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So what thing are you doing this week? What fun thing?
This Saturday, oh come on, brain. I am going to a meditation workshop at Hartridge.
Oh, lovely.
Because I've wanted to go there for ages. And actually, when you went, whenever it was, I was like, oh my God, put something in the diary and just go, because we've been wanting to go there for such a long time. So I'm going to go there on Saturday, and I'm going to do my usual swim, probably Thursday, Friday morning, and just see how the week goes.
And also, you're putting things in your diary and actually trusting that you're going to turn up to them, which you weren't at the beginning of the year. So that's a win.
Amazing.
Fantastic, lovely. Ellie, what's come up for you there? What's been your highlight? So you're about to have a big highlight this weekend, but what's been your highlight that's not that?
I think it is kind of to do with that, and it probably sounds really simple, but it was actually submitting the email, my first ever kind of facilitators agreement. It was actually submitting it and not kind of talking myself out of it or going, oh well, maybe I didn't let anything else get in. I'm like, right, we're doing this, let's submit it. So actually sticking to the plan and going, we're doing this. That was a real highlight. And yeah, just kind of again, like before this call, I was like, it has actually been a slow year. Like things are happening, good things are coming, but it's been a really slow year, and there's been a lot kind of going on. But I've just put one foot in front of the other. Forward is forward. Remember, it's your path. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like it is still forward. It doesn't matter how, it's no one else's pace. It's what I'm doing, and all the things that I need to be doing are happening. And yeah, I'm very excited for the weekend, and yeah, it's happening.
Amazing. And that's reminded me as well, like Sabrina, you submitted that assignment, didn't you? So I hope you've got that on your list of wins.
I'm writing it down now.
So this is why this is really good to hear other people's, because it reminds you like there's more stuff than you realise. And Liz, how about you? What have been some of your wins this year?
I think I feel like it's the first time in my life where I've actually stopped myself to stop focusing on work, and that's been my real intention this year, is to just schedule in more fun and social time and be really intentional with my calendar and not prioritize work. I've always felt that work is kind of it almost is set up to captivate me to only focus about work, so it's really, really challenging to pull myself out. So yeah, I'm just really proud that I have really distanced myself, and I feel in a really quick amount of time, because you know, for 20 years I've just given myself to the career, and I feel a real shift in the last 6 months. Like Sabrina said, you said I'm having a lot of fun at the moment, and I feel the same. And it's just being really intentional, and I'm seeing that transformation. I feel quite relaxed at work, even though sorry. I feel quite relaxed that I'm not totally prioritizing work. I think one of the challenges was that I got sick there for a while because I think I was going a little bit too hard, burning the candle at both ends and not quite getting the balance right. And then I was doubting whether it was going to be sustainable, but I'm just I'm not yet probably where I want to be in terms of my routine and scheduling and the rest and things, but I can see a shift.
Yeah, and that's the key, right? Because if you are work hard, play hard, like it's too much. The rest is equally important. But yeah, one thing at a time, because you've gone from almost like 90% of your focus and attention and energy being on work to getting a bit more evened out. So that's brilliant. And I think as well, like just in case your boss is watching, but also to remind you, so you've been having more fun, you've deprioritized work a bit. What impact has that had on your work?
I think a positive impact. Like, I know you've asked me, does it impact my students? No, I don't think it does at all. I think it just puts me in a more relaxed state to do the job that I've got to do and communicate with the people and build the relationships I've got to build. And it's different type of energy, but a really satisfying type of energy to invest into it.
Fantastic. So a real reminder there that like the bringing in more rest and play has a positive impact on your work without you having to work harder, put more time and energy into work. So I'm really that's come through. That's good to know. All right. Okay, so now we're going to get back in the time machine, but this time we're going forwards to this Christmas time. So you might want to think specifically about Christmas Day or New Year's Eve or something like that. So just bring to mind a time around that time, and where you can actually kind of visualize something. You like maybe you have that you have like a big family meal at Christmas, or you catch up with friends, or you do something on New Year's Eve, you do some ritual on New Year's Day. So just bring to mind a specific moment. And for me, that's my birthday around then as well. So it's a hugely reflective time. So just closing eyes again, taking some breaths, getting nice and grounded. And just visualizing that moment around Christmas time. Just think about where you would be, who else is there, what you're wearing, if you're wearing something a bit sparkly or a nice cozy Christmas jumper, what the weather's like, what you can hear, if maybe there's live music, what you can smell or taste what you're eating and drinking. So really just take yourself there and imagining that over the last 6 months, you have made some incredible decisions. You've taken risks and they've all paid off. Everything that you have done, even if it didn't work out, you've learned something. So everything you've done feels like it's been a success. It's moved you forward in the right direction, and you are really loving your life. So when you're meeting up with family and friends over the Christmas period and they're asking you how life is going, what's going on for you, you are so excited and proud as you talk about it. So I really want you to bring that feeling in and just notice, where does that fit in your body? Does it have a colour or a shape or a texture? Does that feeling of pride, success, wealth, health, happiness, joy, does it make you want to sit a little bit taller and proud? Does it make you breathe a little deeper? Does it bring a smile to your face? Just really breathing into that and really feeling it. And I'm thinking about what advice this future version of you that's all done all of the hard work and it's all paid off, what advice would she give to you right now if she could? What would she tell you? What would she remind you of that you already know, but maybe you're forgetting right now? What advice would she give you? Just taking a couple more breaths to enjoy that lovely feeling, confident, proud, happy. And then putting pen to paper and just writing down what advice that future you would give to you. And when you're ready, just moving on to like, what specific goals does that mean you've got for the rest of this year? What are you looking forward to? And how will you feel if you achieve all of those goals? How do you want to feel in the second half of this year? Okay, and I'd love to invite you to share. So anything that's come up for you there, anything where you want to share a goal for the second half of the year and give yourself a bit of accountability, like anything that's come up for you about the second half of 2026. I'm going to go in the other order this time, so I'm going to come to you first, Liz.
I think the one thing that keeps just popping into my head is that my future self would be saying, you're exactly where you need to be. So, and that you're capable of achieving your dreams. So just keep moving forward and progressing. Yeah.
Fantastic. And yeah, I think that's a reminder for all of us. Yeah. Ellie, how about you? What's I'd love to know for you. So next week you're doing your first event. What do you hope that's going to lead to for the second half of this year?
I hope keep up the momentum. I hope it's going to make me want to learn more, be more kind of accepting of any other courses that come up. But I think just keep learning. I'm excited again to learn and see what that adds more things. Keep putting it out there after I've kind of done this one. Keep pushing forward. And as I'm in a position at the moment, I'm doing it because I want to do it. I really feel strongly about it. I love what I do. So just keep putting it out there and not losing momentum with it, and just put more, share more, connect more, just keep that kind of feeling going, and just see where it takes me.
Yeah, and let's just stop and celebrate the fact that you have started posting on Instagram.
No. I mean to brag, but I've got 25 followers now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like 9 last week, wasn't it? So you have
that's
quite a big,
not bad.
yeah, that's a big change. So well done. Yeah. And also, whilst you've only got a few, that's the time to be trying things and seeing what works. Like, because if it's only 25 people, then it's, what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. It's just finding the right things and not overthinking it. I think is not like, it hasn't got to be this. I've got to come out of my head and kind of, it hasn't got to be anything other than what I want it to be. And that then I have to kind of go, well, that's what you're trying to say. So stick to practice what you preach, sort of thing. So yeah, put some stuff out.
Good stuff. And Sabrina.
So I've just kind of written down, like, for the back end of this year, like, finish my supervision course and the assessments and the hours and all of that stuff, and have like a bit of a clearer vision for what I want 2027 to look like. But I've also written down here, I can still get things done without stress and burnout. There's no gold stars for suffering. I'm worthy and relevant, even if my life is easier. So, because that's something I lean into without even realizing. So it's just like, it doesn't have to be as hard as it is. I'm making it hard.
And maybe it's, life should be easy because I'm worthy and relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were talking, I can't even remember who I was. Oh, I saw someone yesterday and we were talking about this, and we were talking about how, so she's a PT, and we were talking about how so many of us approach diet and exercise from like, I hate my body and I want to change it, when actually if you approach it from, I love my body so I want to nourish it and look after it in the best possible way, it feels completely different. Like, you don't have to earn rest and play. It's, they energize you so that you can do better at work without burning out. So it's these little language shifts do make a big difference.
Yep.
Lovely. All right then. And then the big question is, what do you need to do this week so that you can finish June on a high, setting yourself up for the second half of the year that you want to have? What do you want to get, like, what, not even that you want to do necessarily, but that you want done so that you don't have to think about it anymore? And maybe there's stuff you're excited to do. So what do you need to get done in the final week of June, by the way, final week of June already. What do you need to get done this week so you can close down the first half of this year feeling really, really proud of yourself and ready for the second half? Okay, Ellie, I'm going to come to you because I know your answer is going to be really exciting.
Well, it's probably not a surprise that my thing is obviously the weekend, finishing up doing at the WoW Festival. It's it's finishing on a high, and that means no matter what happens on the day, it's the WoW weekend. It's a full year from obviously the day that we sat and said this is what's going to happen, and it's happening, and I'm just going to celebrate it and enjoy it, and just celebrate the whole thing, enjoy it, and then be like, right, okay, what's next? And I'm looking forward to that, because I think until that point, I'm like, let's get that point done, big celebration, and then what's next? And that's really exciting. So
Yeah. And so what do you need to do in terms of like preparation? What do you need to do before Thursday? Or
so I need to make sure I've got all my equipment sorted out. I need to make sure that I've got prompts printed and my waiver laminated and signed and things. So there are some bits that I do need to do. Make sure everything is ready to go, and I really want to get all that done by Wednesday. That's my kind of right. Wednesday days is Sunday. Probably find what I'm going to wear. I should probably look into that.
that's always, when I do these sorts of things, that's always the big thing for me. Is the because once you can picture the outfit and you've got your bag ready, and like maybe you want a new eyeliner, or like you want some earrings that are going to make you feel really confident or something like that. Like that's always a big part of it for me. And for me, it's usually shoes that I fall down. I'm like, I don't have the right shoes. And actually sorting that out, it's because, and it sucks, doesn't it? But like choosing what to wear can take so much of our headspace. And so like once that's done, that's such a big tick, and it's a fun one, right? Like and maybe like trying on your outfit and doing like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially now we know the weather's going to be hot, so you obviously need to bear that in mind when you're choosing your outfit as well.
Yes, definitely.
If you do a dress rehearsal, send us a pic.
Okay, I will do.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. And what about in terms of like rest and play? What things can you do to be kind to yourself this week so that you're arriving in the best possible headspace?
I think I just need to take the space. I'm kind of setting out some time that I make sure I'm going to just have some quiet time, whether that is just sit and meditate or do some Reiki for myself. Just sit and have that time, just to kind of stop and check, because I not let my head kind of get ahead of myself. So yeah, to literally just take some quiet time. I think I'm more than happy with that, and that just means sitting and stopping. So yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent. And Liz, how about you? What do you need to get done this week? And obviously you're coming to the end of term as well, aren't you?
Yes, which is really great timing to kind of close off some things and try to get into a nice little rhythm in the term break. So the work thing I've got to sort out is completing the tax, and I want to get that done pretty early on in my term break so that it doesn't drag on, and it will be end of financial year, close it off. Then for the rest and the play, I'm quite looking forward. I think a previous week I said I just want to be a tourist in my own city, and I'm quite looking forward to looking at this term break and working out how to schedule in some time to go and do some really nice things, schedule in some self-care like massages, particularly at the start of the holiday to lead me in, and and balance some play so that when I do go back to school after a bit of a break and set a new rhythm, hopefully then that just sort of feeds into the term. So that's my goal to set me up.
Fantastic, lovely. And Sabrina?
Yeah, I was just thinking through, like I've got a few like random like little bits that I want to do, but I was like, actually, if there's like one thing, what would be like most, and this has been how I've been trying to decide what to do in what order, like what would have the biggest impact, quickest, I suppose, because other stuff is just less useful. And I thought, if I can just finish pinning down a bit of a rough plan for August. August is always a nightmare for me because of 2 jobs and 2 children. I co-parent with my ex-husband. It's a ball ache every year. So I was like, how am I going to do this? And I've sort of drafted a few bits, and I just sort of made a bit of an executive decision that I am going to just work less. And if I'm not available for some of it, then I'm just not available. And that will be okay or it won't. And we'll just ride the wave. But I was looking at my diary last night, and I decided that actually I'm going to take like the last week of August off. And when the kids go back, the first half of September, like the first bit of the week of September, I'm just going to not work and just do it that way.
We love
So
that.
they go back to school, and then I have like 3 days of no work, nothing, that I can just, you know, even if it's just sitting on my sofa and staring into space, I can just do that. Like,
And
I
get rid
just,
of all the sand.
yeah, because there'll be so much sand. There'll be so much sand, it'll be everywhere. So if I can just finish nailing that down and feeling okay about working less, knowing when I'm doing fun stuff with the kids, kind of having like those ideas in place now, then I'm just, whatever else happens, I've done that. That's my plan.
Love that.
So,
Love that.
yes.
And I always remember, like, I think the first practice coaching session that I ever did with somebody was at this time of year, and it was someone feeling guilty that she had to work through the summer holidays, wasn't able to do all the fun things with her kids and couldn't afford it. And I remember asking her, like, if you asked your kids what they like their favorite summer day out with you, what would they say? And she was like, oh, just to go for a picnic on the beach. And it's like, well, that's completely achievable. It doesn't cost loads of money. It doesn't, like, you can just do that for an hour in the evening every day if you want. Like, it doesn't. And so where we get into our heads, like, we're meant to be going on these amazing holidays and to theme parks, like, kids don't need that. And you ask your kids like their favorite holiday, and it's always like camping or a caravan trip with friends or something. So that we put these big expectations on ourselves because social media, but actually, like, if you ask your kids what they want, it's probably much, much easier than all the things you have in your mind that you feel guilty about not doing.
Water balloons, Chloe, is the answer, because I had this
Yes.
conversation with my daughter the other day, and she's like, Mum, can you just get water balloons? I'm like, yeah, I can. That's achievable.
We can do that.
So yeah. For rest and play, like, I'm still kind of playing with this whole, I think I talked about this a while ago, like this whole bedtime routine thing that I'm kind of fine tuning. I've started charging my phone in my kitchen so that I don't doom scroll in bed all night, which is taking some discipline, but it does make me feel better. And I'm just trying to get a bit decadent with it. So, like, I'll like incense or put my salt lamp on or whatever it happens to be. So just, I'm going to keep playing with that this week. And I'm really looking forward to this weekend for this meditation workshop, because I was really into it at one point, and I had a really like nice practice, and it was something I did regularly. But in recent weeks, and I find this with meditation, like, it will dip, it will ebb, it will flow, and I've really fallen out of love with it. So I'm really hoping that this weekend will be like, oh, that's why I like this, and it will just kind of reintegrate a little bit. Or it'll be terrible and it'll just be a funny story for later. It'll be one or the other. So
yeah,
so
it's beautiful there. You will love it. You'll love it. Yeah, so how about, because all of us probably could do with some better bedtime hygiene, sleep hygiene, that's the phrase, isn't it? So, and I love that idea of like a decadent bedtime routine. So anyone else, like, how could you make your bedtime more decadent? Liz, I know you're a fan of an early bedtime, aren't you, like me?
I am, yeah. I like a bit of a session in the bathroom, like a bit of a cleanse and and feel like you're giving yourself time. I mean, if I was really good, it would be the whole, like, the floss and the everything, those things are sometimes 1, 2, skip a few. Yeah, just a really slow get ready for bed, and a nice sleepy tea. But I can't have that too close to going to bed. Otherwise, then I'm up in the night and I got to pee, and then I'm like, I just broke my sleep, and yeah, all the like nice pillow spray as well, like a nice lavender or something. even like a night cream that's got some lavender or something in it that you just send. Oh, yeah, some nice soft pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Yeah, I don't like I really don't enjoy watching TV before bed. I find that I get a little bit too stimulated. Like my brain, I just need like really quiet time to calm down. Yeah.
I love I just spray a bit of perfume on my pillows sometimes just to feel a bit luxurious. And
Nice.
there's just something about like it feels like it is decadent, isn't it? Because that feels really wasteful, like no one else is going to smell it if I'm sleeping there by myself. Like, why am I doing that? But it does. It feel like, why wouldn't I? I'm the one that deserves it. So yeah, I love that. Ellie, is there anything you could add into your bedtime routine to make it more decadent?
I don't know, it's definitely something that I need to work on. So I'm taking lots of tips. I have got the bedroom sprays now. I think I'm going to treat myself to some new bedding, actually. I think that's going to be a nice thing to do. But it's definitely something that I need to prioritize when I can. Evenings can be a bit mayhem in this household for certain reasons, but when it's not so much like that, then really take the time to put them things in, or have things that I can go, right, okay, this is just for me, got some candles and stuff now sitting around, so make sure that I can kind of go, right, this is some nice time, and just prioritize it, make sure that whatever I do, I make time to do it.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a date with yourself, isn't it? If you're doing a bit of pampering and like reading a nice book or listening to a nice meditation, or there's lots of nice bedtime things that we can do. But yeah, it is hard when you've got kids running around and things, and especially if you want to go to bed earlier than your children. That's always a challenge, isn't it? Because that point comes. Yeah. Sabrina, has that given you anything else that you want to add into your decadent bedtimes?
A while ago, I bought loads of really cute pajamas because I don't know about anyone else. This is a confession. I know this is recorded, but I had like really minging old pajamas. They were really comfy and I really liked them. But like I had one set and the elastic was going and they'd fall down. And I was like, do you know what? Like I deserve really nice pajamas. So I now have like completely different sets and I will literally choose a pair like I would choose day clothes. And old man slippers, like it's just OMS. Oh, old man slippers for the win. I'm here for it. So yeah, like I just decided I was going to treat it like if I was going on a spa, like how would I make this? Because I really like going to bed. Like it's my favorite thing. So I was like, how can I make this really nice? So that's the only thing I'd throw in there.
Yeah, love that. And I think there's something about, so the difference between if you're having a lazy day at home, like I don't drink anymore, but I like to do a hangover day sometimes where I just like watch crap on TV and eat rubbish food and hang around in my pajamas. But there's a difference between putting on some like skanky old joggers because you can't be bothered and seeing it as this is a day where like, so you can see it as like a lazy waste of a day and you beat yourself up about, you feel guilty, I've just wasted that whole day just watching TV. Or it can be like, this is the day where I really treat myself and I put on some, like, they're still really comfortable, but I put on nice things and really treating myself and taking a day for myself. And I think it is something that we find very difficult to do without feeling guilty. So it's, and even maybe a whole day isn't realistic, maybe it's a morning, maybe it's an evening, whatever it looks like for you, but actually seeing it as a treat and not something to feel guilty about that you've wasted that time, but that actually that's and Liz, obviously you were talking about like burning the candle at both ends and like doing all the work and doing all of the play, but it is things like that. It doesn't have to be like a whole meditation day like Sabrina's going on. It doesn't have to be as big as that. It can just be a half an hour at bedtime where you really just treat yourself. So just reckon like putting in those restful things. And we've talked as well, haven't we, about, so we've talked about slow evenings here, but we've talked about the slow mornings as well, and how you can, if even making your lunch for the next day, like making it the night before and like really enjoying it and choosing healthy, nourishing foods and like making it look pretty, like that's a very different thing than rushing to do it in the morning or just grabbing something quick in the supermarket on the way into work. So again, it's like you get the same result as that you've got your packed lunch, but it becomes a nice, nourishing self-care activity rather than another thing that you have to do. So it's like all of this, it's just sometimes shifting the way that we look at it rather than taking the activity away, or it's just like how can I see this as actually a nice thing that I get to do and I enjoy doing, that I can do really mindfully, rather than like a rushing thing that I have to do or I should do or I feel guilty if I don't do, but like I actually want to do it. All right then, so I'm going to stop the recording here and then like we can have a bit more of a chat. So thank you for anyone watching on the recording.